Hey, Reviews and Done. Who's giving you a dose this week?
All right, what's going on, world? It's your boy, Derek Dunn, back with another A1 interview. Today, I have the pristine privilege of talking to a legend who you've seen on screen for decades, and that's Mr. James Pickens Jr. And while he's the man on Grey's Anatomy, he has a new doc that's coming out, and he's going to tell us about that. So, welcome to the line, sir. Longtime fan, going all the way back to third grade, 1990, season two of 90210 when you were Henry.
Oh my gosh, Henry, the cabana manager. Oh, the beach cabana. Man, you're dating me now, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. I had a lot of fun doing that one. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Anytime you get a chance to play on the beach, it's good.
So, what can you tell us about this new doc that you're working on?
Yeah. Well, it's actually a feature. It's a short
Yeah,
film.
short.
Yeah. Albert's Flower. And a script came to me about almost 2 years ago. I was in New Jersey working on a play, actually a world premiere of a new play. And the director, James Glossman, he came to me one day. I think we had an off day on Monday, dark day. And he had this script. It was only about 12, 13 pages long. And he said, Jim, can you take a look at this and let me know what you think? And the intent was to use this as a fundraising vehicle. We're talking about the kind of the end of COVID. A lot of those smaller regional houses that suffered during COVID, a lot of them had closed, the doors had closed. And we were trying to find a way to generate some more interest in folks getting back to these small theaters. And one of the ways was to take pieces, they were either theater pieces or whatever, and record them with various celebrities and stuff and put them out there and hopefully raise some attention and stuff. So he brought me this piece, and it had actually been a class project. The writer had been in academia for quite a few years and decided to go back and take a playwriting course. And this was his project. And so I took a look at it, and I got through about the first five, maybe 6 pages, and I said, "This is a film," without hesitation. And I went back to James, our director. I said, "This is a film." He said, "Really, you think so?" I said, "Man, without a doubt." And so I said, "Let me produce it." So I just started my company with my producing partner, Christopher Wright. And I couldn't think of a better way to launch our company than to take this little gem, as my director calls it, I like a chamber piece of music, two characters, a man and a woman. And actually it's a piece for actors. But the story was so heavy. I said, we got to tell this. And so we shot it in a day in Montclair, New Jersey. I think we started about 7 in the morning. We wrapped it about 5 o'clock that evening. And thank God the weather held up. It was a week before Thanksgiving. And so we went through the process of the editing and kind of getting film, pardon me, to a place. And each iteration of after the edit, I said, you know what? I think we got something here. This tells a really interesting story. I mean, the prologue is basically the past is not the past. It never basically has been. And that was the story this piece told about these two people who come together and about resolution, about can you go back to the past and rewrite a wrong that's long overdue. And I was able to share the film with an amazing actress, Ailish, who's so there was something about her, her face and stuff, and the way, even without saying anything, the expressions and stuff she had, she was just wonderful. And we told the story. And after our line producer said, I want to get this thing into some festivals. I think this film has got some legs to it. And so we went about the process. And fortunate for us, the Montclair Film Festival was said, yes, we'd love to screen your film. And we were very, very excited about that. So we'll see what happens. We got some other ones on the list that we're going to get out to, and hopefully they'll feel the same way. But I'm very proud to be a part of it.
So, for my own cognizance, you mentioned that it is a feature. Now, is it a short or is it an actual
It's
traditional
it's a
90-minute narrative?
It's a
Narrative.
short. It's a short, about 20 minutes long. It's compact, and I think for something like this, it's perfect. I've had this question asked several times in interviews: is there enough here to make a feature if you want to do that? And yeah, there is, but I mean, it's kind of a, I don't know, double-edged sword. It's so beautiful as a short piece. I don't know if I'd want to, lengthen it out to a feature, but there's also something about it that speaks to we want to see the whole story, the backstory, those little pieces that we're just left to our imagination. Can we see those now? And that would be enough to make a feature out of it, and then still hold the audience's attention, and still be, uh, I believe, will still resonate with them. So we're talking about it now. So we'll see what happens.
So you just alluded to time, and you mentioned
Mhm.
how, I think everyone has one thing they wish they can go back and possibly change, but then, you get into the whole butterfly effect. And if you change something, what's going to happen in the current timeline? So in that regard, looking back over your career, is there anything that you auditioned for that you, looking back now, that you wish that you possibly would have maybe auditioned in a different angle so you got the role?
Uh, that's a good question, Derek. I can say I'm okay with the ones I didn't get. Looking back on it, maybe they just weren't, as an actor, maybe they weren't for me, or maybe I didn't service the piece well. There's so many factors that go into that a lot of times we as actors don't have control over. There are other factors, filmmaking is a director's medium, TV is a producer's medium. The only place where we really have some control as an actor is on the stage as a theater actor. But I can't really say there were pieces I wish I could have done differently. Would that have impacted a casting director's decision? I don't know. I think the thing that has occurred, and more than one time, is I've had casting directors say, you're not right for this one, but we like you. We got some stuff down the road. And if I can leave that with them, and then I feel good about that. And ultimately, they do hold up on their end of the bargain on that. So, but I can to answer your question, I don't think there's anything I really can say that I regret that I hadn't done that I could have done. What's for you is for you.
Totally. So you seem very impassioned about your new production company. So with that being said, I'm a huge fan of biopics. So if there was like anything that you could do with unlimited budget from a music standpoint that we haven't seen yet on screen, whose story would you like to see told with your production
Oh man.
company?
Oh, well, you privy to some information. How you know that? There's a piece we have in the pipeline now that actually we're getting ready to pull the trigger on, without giving everything away. But it's not like that. We've got a rough draft of a script that we're about ready to get in and really flesh out. It's on the life of Pete Escovedo, who's the godfather of West Coast Latin jazz. He is the father of Sheila E., and he has an amazing story. I acquired his an option on his memoir some years ago called "The Life in the Key of E." And it's an amazing story about him. He's 90 years old. He still
Wow.
performs. I just saw him at the Monterey Jazz Festival with his two sons. And his stories is just really amazing. He's been married to the same woman now, I think 67, 68 years. And it's a story about family. Obviously, his journey with his music. And it's just a story I think is right on the money for right now. We've got a great there's a guy who really is fascinated by the story that would love to tell it, and he says he'd love to direct it. And so we're going through the now the hard stuff now, to get it running and stuff. But we're really excited about that. But yeah, you got some information you privy about. I'm like, oh, he hit it right on the head.
So as I said, I'm a longtime fan, and kind of go back in time again to 1995 with
Oh
Dead
my gosh.
Presidents.
Oh my
And
gosh. Yes.
I'm a vet, and there's this scene in the film when Lorenz Tate's character, Anthony, he's come home
Mhm.
from the war, and you guys are at the
Yeah.
dinner table, and Jennifer Lewis is trying to, get information out of him,
Yeah.
just to talk.
Yeah.
And your character was a veteran of the Korean War, if I'm not mistaken. It's a little like tiny thing where she's talking, you kind of just hold your right hand up, and you're just like, leave him
Just leave it.
be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Wow.
thought that was so spot on, and
Oh wow.
especially coming home after I served in the Iraqi war, and
Oh wow.
it's like 2007 when I came home, and just looking back on Dead Presidents, how you got that so
Oh,
right
thank
with,
you.
you said
Thank you
something
so much.
without saying anything. So was that done in one take, or did you guys do
Yeah,
it
it
right to
was
get it?
pretty much in one take. Yeah, we oh man, the guys I worked with them before, we did Minister Society first, which was their first film, and then
Yep.
they asked me to come on and do Dead Presidents. But it was pretty much in one take, and it was pretty organic at that point. I mean, it was all about Lorenz's character at that point at that dinner table, and Jennifer's character, and this man who, as you said, had been a vet himself. And at some point, it was just kind of happened. It just kind of happened. It wasn't directed. It wasn't scripted. And I just kind of said, you know what? Let's let's leave it alone for right now. Let's leave it alone. And let's let him digest what he has to digest. And but no, that was very observant of you. And without going any further, thank you for your service. Thank you for
Yeah,
your
definitely.
service, man.
Well, you've had an illustrious career, sir. Like I said, I've been a long time fan. I'm looking forward to checking out your first short and giving my review once the embargo lifts. Is there anything you want to add before you go? And where can fans find you on social media platforms?
Well, I'm on. Well, we have an Albert's Flower Instagram that they go on and kind of get details in terms of the film. It screens October 22nd and 25th at the Montclair Film Festival in the short film block. And then I have the real James Pickens, which is my other Instagram account. If they want to go on and kind of follow what I'm doing. And yeah, I'm really excited about this process. And I'm looking forward to get the response from folks. But I think it's a lovely little film that speaks to us in many different ways. And I hope the fans come away with something. The audience would come away with something that they can have conversation about, debate whether they like it or didn't like it or loved it or whatever. But that's what you want to do, is you want to elicit some kind of conversation, and I think that's what this film does.
All right, well, you heard it here, folks. Look for my review soon. And thank you again, sir, for taking time out of your busy schedule to chop it up with me.
Thank you,
All right.
Derek. All the
Blessings.
best.
Hey, what's up? This is Ludacris.
What's up, y'all? This is Nicki Minaj.
You're rocking with the best. It's Reviews and Done.